Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2018 and the final part of our first season of this Legends Journeyman series. Today we're going to take on Liverpool in the final league game of the season. There isn't anything really left to play for. We did manage to beat Chelsea in the last league game 2-0. Brian Robson and Marcus Rashford both getting goals there, which was nice to see some of the fringe players turn up, and that's what we're doing again today. It's a fringe team going out there other than Bobby Charlton, Ferdinand, Burn, and actually that's it really. Everybody else is one of the fringe players coming in. So we've got David Villa on the left, Lingard on the right, Robson and Keane in central midfield with Rashford up front, Charlton in the middle of those five, and then Burn, Ferdinand, Bruce, Fuchs and Stepney are the defensive unit for this one against Liverpool. If we look at the league table, we are now on 81 points with 7 points clear. We should win this game even at Anfield, but down the bottom of the table, if we scroll down, we can see there is all still to play for. Man City could well be relegated despite seeming quite safe about 10 games ago. They have fallen down and could well go down, so that'll be one to keep an eye on. Otherwise, there's not a lot else to really look at. We will look at the squad at the end of this game against Liverpool. We'll see how they did throughout the season. We'll also look at potential transfer targets for next season and make a decision on whether we're going to stay at United for next season or whether we want to go on to somewhere else. So let's get into this game against Liverpool. Liverpool, a good team to play because they do have a very good side. They did sack Bob Paisley earlier in the season. They're currently managed by Guardiola, but they've got Kevin Keegan up front, Barnes, Dalglish and Liddell behind him, with Souness and Gerrard in midfield. It's then Hughes, Hippier, Hansen and Carragher in defence, with Clements in goal. I mean, it's a sensational team. I don't understand how Bob Paisley failed to really get them firing, but they are still playing for something. We really are not, and we're putting out a second string team here, so this could be a bad defeat for us. But you guys haven't seen us lose many games. A lot of the league games, especially that we've lost, have happened off recording. So here's Keane playing it back, nothing coming of that. I would like to see us get the win here though. It'd be good for morale, good for these fringe players as well. I'd also like to see David Villa get a goal, Lingard contribute something. Brian Robson did score in the last game, which was nice, but could do with more from him. But John Barnes there, picking up the ball from a corner by Gerrard, has just found the bottom corner in a very similar way to how Bobby Charlton has been finding that bottom corner. But this time the effort goes against us and we're a goal down at Anfield. Stepney has not impressed me as a goalkeeper up to now, I have to say. He is a backup keeper, but he has not really kept many clean sheets since, or in the games that he's been deputising for Schmeichel. Schmeichel is injured though, so there's nothing I can do about that. Stepney is the keeper today. Here's Gerrard. Sidesteps the midfielder, finds Keegan. Good tackle by Burn, but Gerrard still going, picks out Liddell. Inside to Souness, loses out, but it's come for Dalglish. Good area for him. John Barnes back to Gerrard. He's taking it to the edge. Now Hughes puts the ball in. Keegan's in there. Comes to Dalglish. Liddell with it. Barnes, and Barnes finds the bottom corner again for 2-0. This is such a strong Liverpool side. It's always going to be really tough for us, but 2-0 down. I can't see us coming back from this at Anfield, and it will be a bad defeat for us to lose to Liverpool. But I did want to see how some of our fringe players would do in such a big game, because there is all to play for in a rivalry like this. So this is a test that maybe we do need a bit more strength in depth. But Barnes here running down the left, picks out Souness in the middle. Now Gerrard, back to Souness, on to Dalglish. Great tackle, but it's come for Keegan. He finds Liddell. And it was an arrowed effort that just went over the bar. But look at those stats. 25 minutes in, 14 shots, 8 on target. We are being torn apart by Liverpool. We might need some half-time changes. Here's Rashford. Out wide, does find David Villa. £25 million he cost. He's not looked like it yet, but Robson plays in Burn. Ball goes in. Hippier away. Charlton down to Lingard. Good tackle goes in there. And they do get the chance to move forward here. It's Barnes on the ball. Keane with the tackle. Now Robson plays it forward, but Hughes intercepts. It's Keegan having a run. Well tackled. Ferdinand comes across to clean up. Plays it down the line for David Villa. Ball goes over to the opposite flank, but given up to Hughes. Now Barnes trying to break away, and he does do just that. The ball goes in. Souness is there. Big dinked in, and Keegan volleys it into the back of the net for 3-0. Half an hour gone. This could get extremely embarrassing. We just need to try and make it through to half time. We have a strong bench. We can bring a few players on. I'm not sure how much it's going to do at this point, but if it can just stop the bleeding, that would be nice. But they're on the attack again. Dalglish scoops it over. Keegan's in behind, plays it across. Little back. Gerrard there cracks it in for 4-0. Half an hour gone. This could get really, really bad for us. But this is why I thought Liverpool should have been much higher up the table. I expected them to be our challengers this season, and that wasn't how this played out. Hansen out wide to Barnes. Ball comes across to Gerrard, now Keegan. Through to Dalglish. The players have stopped trying. Barnes is in behind. Ball comes across and Keegan just misses it. And now Rashford is onside. Plays it over the top for David Villa. There's players at the back stick. He puts it across. Charlton is there. And Bobby Charlton, the best player that we've got on this pitch, does manage to get one back for us. But probably a little, or way too little, too late. Barnes in towards Keegan. It is cleared away. Barnes again though. Puts it in once more. Robson away. Gerrard plays it over to Little. Ball goes in. Ferdinand back to Stepney. And we are able to clean up. If we got another one here, could well be game on. Here's Stepney. Does play it forward. Straight to Carragher though. Byrne cleans up. Plays it into David Villa. Good ball to Charlton. Now Rashford. In behind. And Hughes has lost it. Lingard is in. And Lingard should have scored there. That was not a good finish. Roy Keane injured. That allows me to make one substitution without seeming like a total dick. It's going to be Scholes coming on there. Rashford will probably be coming off for Pele. And then maybe George Best for David Villa or Jesse Lingard, who's been really poor so far. But 4-1 as we head into half-time. It could have been worse. It couldn't really have been much better. We have been that bad. This second team not really living up to the hype. Pele is carrying a knock. I'm still going to have to risk him, I think. We're going into the summer. I don't think it makes much difference for me anyway. Maybe for him in the World Cup. But Lingard is also going to come off for George Best. And I'm going to tell the team that they have been absolutely horrific. So there we go. They've reacted well to that. That's nice. And we can kick off the second half. Hopefully score 4 goals without conceding. That would be the ideal situation. But here's Keegan. Well tackled. Charlton back to Folkes. Ball goes back to Stepney. Forward to Byrne. Plays it down the line for Villa. Back to Byrne. Excellent ball over the top. Charlton in behind. Pele unmarked. He finds Pele and Pele's hit the post. He has to be scoring there, Pele. That is not a good enough finish. Carragher picks up a yellow, as is his motif. Now Dalglish in. Keegan, well saved by Stepney there, to be fair. But John Barnes is a man on a hat-trick. Keegan's got 1 so far. Here's Carragher. Finds Little. Carragher again. Gives it away. David Villa forward to Pele. He's running through the defence at the moment. Still going, Pele. Holds it up. Best picks it up. Carries on running through, but can't beat Clements in goal when he maybe should have. Hansen with the free kick. Over the top for John Barnes. Playing out on the left. Puts the ball in. Keegan's there. Stepney saves and Ferdinand clears. Stepney seems to have picked up his game in this second half. John Barnes puts the ball in. Out by Fuchs. Hughes down to Souness. Back to Hughes. Well tackled. Charlton now plays it forward towards Pele but gives it away. Barnes got 2 defenders on him, but he goes back to Hughes. Now go inside. Ball just being worked around in little passes and they've given it away. Charlton sends it back to Stepney. He then hoofs it down the left flank. Carragher should deal with that. Finds Hansen. They've got 2 on yellow cards at the back. Dalglish to Little. Gerrard. There's a man making a run and Robson has stolen the ball. Now Ferdinand plays in David Villa, who's in behind the defender. He's got Pele there. He picks him out and Pele does get another goal back for us. It's now 4-2 and we are 2 goals away from a famous comeback at Anfield. And it really would be a famous comeback if we came back from this. Here's Gerrard. Out wide to Little. Played over to Keegan. Now Barnes. Into Dalglish. Souness with it. And Souness gets an instant reply for Liverpool. It's now 5-2. I hope he doesn't get a flag and put it in the middle of our pitch. Or their pitch actually. So it's not too bad. But 5-2. Just as it looked like we were going to get a bit of dignity back And mustachioed Graham Souness gets rid of it. Villa is in behind though, and David Villa has finally got a goal for us. How long has that been coming? But he has finally managed to do it. Gerrard with a free kick though. Goes short to Barnes. Now Souness, shot blocked, and we could break here. Pele with the ball. He's got a man out wide left, David Villa I presume. But Pele down the line for George Best instead. There are loads of players in the box. Scholes, one of them, finds Villa. It's 5-4. David Villa, the star of the show here, has brought us back. And with half an hour to play, there's just one goal in it. This would be a sensational comeback if we were able to do this. But there are a lot of goals in this game. Here's Liddell. Down the right. Cut out by Ferdinand. Now Robson to Scholes. Charlton. Pele having a charge. He's got a man running through. It is Charlton, and he's picked him out. Teed up for Villa, but Gerrard with a very, very good tackle. Now it's Liddell charging down the right, picks out Keegan. I think there's another goal here, goes for the effort, but it is wide, and we do survive that one. There's been a lot of goals in the last 5-10 minutes. But David Villa has actually got 2 goals and 2 assists in this game. I've been slating him, but in this second half, he has come out of nowhere and turned this game around for us. Here's Clements forward. Good header, Pele, back to Byrne. Ball goes back to Stepney. 15 minutes or so left for us to try and get a goal. Bruce to Robson. Now Ferdinand. Again, back to Stepney. This is not good build-up play. He does hoof it forward once more. Robson's got it this time. Plays in George Best behind. He's got a man over. If he just squared that ball, we'd have been level. But George Best got the goals he got this season because he was selfish and making those runs. But in this second half, we have been by far the better team. We just need to finish it off with one more goal. David Villa popping up with a goal would be unbelievably good. But we've got about 10 minutes left. There's nothing else I can do to really influence this game. Alan Hansen now on the pitch. 5 minutes left. Robson to Pele. Ball switched to David Villa. What can he do? He's tackled by Mark Lawrenson. That's annoying. Not only is it annoying on TV, it's annoying on the pitch as well. Here's Gerrard. Loses it. Byrne plays in Pele. He's got a man over. He finds George Best. It's 5-5. We've come back from 4-1 down at half-time. Or 4-0 down, I think we were at one point. It's now 5-5 with 5 minutes to go. Can we get a famous win here? This really would be unbelievable. I'll take the 5-5. We've got a chance though. Fuchs to Scholes. Puts the ball to the back stick. Villa is there. Lawrenson away. Now we need to be worried about this counter-attack because Keegan is in behind. He has an effort. It's saved by Stepney. And we do manage to hang on at least for now. We've got a free kick though with a minute left. What can we do? Stepney with it. Plays it over the top. Hansen back to Hansen. Finds Keegan. They're on the attack. Effort blocks. Souness to Whelan. Robson cuts it out, but Keegan has it. Finds Liddell. Fuchs cuts it out now. Stepney forward, and he's found Best. Pele's up there, but he can't get to that one. Hughes over the top. Back towards Gerrard. Keegan's offside. And that will be the full-time whistle. A sensational end to a very good Premier League season. David Villa with 2 goals in that game. It was great to see him get them. So they went 4-0 up. And yet we managed to pull it level at 5-5. What a comeback that was. Absolutely brilliant. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe buttons if you enjoyed that 5-5 draw. There will be more to come next season. And I think after a draw like that, I'm going to have to stay at United for one more year because that was very, very impressive. We get a bunch of money for winning the league. 10 million goes to the squad as a result. If you take a look at that squad, and maybe sort them by ability, you can see Pele at the top of that, unsurprisingly. 19 goals in his 20 appearances, 3 as a sub, with 9 assists as well. No doubt, he is our best player, but not far behind him are George Best and Bobby Charlton. George Best, our top scorer this season, with 29 goals, 23 assists as well, so 52 goal contributions across 47 games. A very good return. I'm surprised we didn't have a player hit 30 goals. 2 of them were very close. Bobby Charlton with 20 goals in 51 games, 18 assists, and then Dennis Law had 28 in 34. Had we not signed Pele, Dennis Law would have hit 40 goals this season, I have no doubt about that. Beckham did very well, but Giggs was unbelievably good. 15 goals and 26 assists. That's 41 goal contributions in 39 games. Scholes again, did very well from central midfield alongside Duncan Edwards. And then you've got the rest of the team. Now, this is where the defenders come in, which is why I'm a little bit worried about strengthening this area next season. I could probably do with 2 defenders and a central midfielder next season. That would be my guess. I mean, Scholes has been very good for us. He's very highly rated and he's only 18. He will become one of the greatest central midfielders in the game in not too long. Duncan Edwards as well. He's not quite at that full potential yet, but I'm sure he will get there. Rio Ferdinand will definitely get there. Jaap Stam will definitely get there. I'm not too worried about centre-back. It's the full-back positions. You can see Neville and Byrne, my current first-choice full-backs, are not quite there. Byrne will probably never get there either. Robson, a decent rotation option. He certainly did better in the last few games than he did through the rest of the season. Steve Bruce didn't really play, and nor will he. He will probably be sold at some point. Fuchs, I'm trying to sell him, but he's not going at the minute. And Stepney is not very good either. But then we've got these players here who are out on loan. They will come back and probably be more involved in the team next season. And Rashford at the bottom here managed to get 4 goals across 10 games, which was quite impressive. Villa as well now, after that game, his stats look very good. 6 goal contributions in 11 games, only 3 of them starts. So more to come from him as well. But we've got a decent squad, and in the under-23s we do have some options as well. The likes of Andy Cole, Mark Hughes, Dennis Irwin all down here, Danny Welbeck as well. But most of those probably will be sold if I can get rid of them. Callum Gribben down here, I'm not sure who he is, but he's 16 years old, seems pretty good. Mark Hughes and Axel Twanzebe is there as well, a current wonder kid. So there's a few options down there, not too many. I'm not that bothered about the wonder kids. And then we've got Wayne Baird, who is one of the new regens, who seems alright as well. So that's the current squad. In terms of options, I'm not really sure what to go for, to be honest. So we're looking for a couple of fullbacks and a central midfielder. The central midfielder is going to cost us the most. And if we just put in a search for the central midfielders at the moment, I'm looking at the teenagers right now. If we put that up to about 25 and see who we get, there are a few players here. I think this is this on a transfer list? No, this is just the players that are willing to move to us. That's because it's all the way down at the middle. I don't understand why it does this. Why is that not at the top? And now I've got to try and scroll all the way to the top. And there we go. So there's quite a few players here. Alfredo Di Stefano would be a great signing, as would Franz Beckenbauer. I will go for a couple of marquee signings. I think I'd love to sign Lothar Matthäus as well. He would be a brilliant pickup. Pavel Nedved would be a very good one. I might actually look at him. And Ruud Gullit, if you play FIFA, you will have that innate desire to sign him. There's quite a lot of good players. Socrates as well. I think I'm going to have to do a decent amount of scouting before deciding who to splash cash on. But I can definitely stretch the budget to bring in some good players. If we look at the board, I'm just going to mess with this a little bit, bring it down so I can have a slightly higher wage budget. That would give me 800k, and I can spread this over 4 years. There's plenty of money to spend. So let me know in the comments who you think I should sign. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a like on the video if you enjoyed that 5-5 draw with Liverpool. We've got a lot of work to do next season to try and win the Champions League and the league, and do a lot better in the cup competitions as well. But that was a sensational way to finish the season, that 5-5 draw. And until next time, see ya.